Okay. Cool. So I've started streaming. So hopefully this counts it. Let's just see if this starts. Oh wait, hang on. This is why is this private? Why does it keep resetting to private? Okay. Cool. Let's. Okay, so it's saying it's live now. Um. Okay. Yep. So let's see about the delays. Okay, a couple of seconds of delay or so. All right. Cool. So yeah, so my intention today is to work a bit on the dueling system. Um, Essentially at the moment, the code is all in one file, and it's fairly messy with just like raw queries just inside the net receive. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna take this code, split it out, and also improve upon features of it. So I've already started working on some parts of it yesterday off stream. And so the main thing that I've done is I've removed this message here. Because before it would just print it into the chat. But now what I want to do, or what I have done, I should say, is one, I've added the string into the language system, so it can now be localized um, from inside the config. The string isn't too nice because there's markup just written inside of it. So it's not that great, but it's okay for now. And then now what we do is we add clickable text. This print isn't needed anymore. That was debugging. Yeah, so we have just this clickable text. Um, and we just format in 30 seconds into it. This is hard coded at the moment. This 30 needs to be updated to whatever the cooldown length should be, or the timeout length should be. And then just we go through it, and then if the time is less than, we remove the label so that it can no longer be yeah, so it just doesn't exist. There's an issue here with the fact that this timer has the same name, so each request we get, it'll happen. We don't have an ID as such, but we can probably get unique with style and type. Also, it probably would be a smart idea just to ignore any requests from someone that's spamming multiple times. But yeah, so this will just put it into chat. And then we need to make the clicking, which happens here. And what I don't want this to send it immediately to the server because that seems a bit iffy. And so instead I will make it so that the code pops up a menu instead of some description with the extra drawing data. I'm also looking to see, because this is generally only solo dueling, and I want to implement team fights as well. So that's going to need to be dealt with somehow. And I think just having a different menu per type of duel. That's the issue. We've got dueling types and we've got dueling styles. I suppose maybe one of them could get turned into dueling method, and then we have the dueling type or style would be either solo or teams. But anyway, okay, so I suppose I can also actually show what this looks like in code. So yeah, it looks like that. So the color's horrid. but once the UI once the UI designer has gone through and redesigned chat, then this will hopefully have better colors. Oh, interesting. The YouTube chat did not come over to this screen. Okay, but yeah, you just click on it. I got a script error in console at the moment, as you can see there. Okay. So, yes. Okay then. Um, I do need to add an update clickable text function so that I don't need to handle this code here. Because that does complicate matters and is a bit annoying. So I will change that as well. And I've just seen that the chat is unavailable. Hang on a minute. Okay, weird. Okay, I'll just attach the chat there then. Uh, okay, cool. So yeah, okay then. So first off, let's start with some of the more simpler stuff. Of just taking this config value or this value and turning it into a config. So to start off with, I've already lost what the code was. Let's assign it down to a single variable. So for now we can start with 30. Let's hard code it there. 30 add 1. And then cooldown. So this way now we have a single variable, and when we register the config, this is a module, so I can just write config dot register var. The second, so that's not quite right. Default value var type. Plus renum dot. Where's the number? There's number. What's after that? Description, then grouping. Okay. Yeah, and then grouping will be dueling. Okay, cool. Let's hide the tabs for now. Yeah, so this way we now have a config bar. I probably will need to run a refresh. If... Oh, that refresh is taking a long time. Okay, that's not fine then. Cool. Okay. Alright then. Ah, I forgot to remove that. That's... I should remove that from the server, because that affects loading time quite a lot. Okay. Cool. Okay. It's not loaded. Okay then. So now I should be able to set this to a config.get your request time. I don't like the fact it's flat like that. Oh, I got a script error. Find a region. That script error is fine. Okay. Slightly I need to keep left clicking to come in here. What do I want to do? No, I do actually want to go there. Yeah. Okay. Set this. So that's config. Okay. If I go into my menu, go into the config, and in the dual lane we do have a dueling.request time. However, I have been using Pascal case, not or lower for this one. So I will capitalize all of this, which will mean this will script error, probably. There you go. Yeah, I mean, let's try run it. Oh, we get script error, cool, yeah. Okay, so let's just refresh. And as I said, yeah, refreshing will take a while, probably because of the map. But the loading on the other side, that's just because something is just reading all files at the moment. I think, yeah, yeah, the documentation system is just running in the background, and it believes that it should be running because it thinks it's just a server that is wanting to build the docs up. Okay, no, don't press refresh. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds there. Cool. So if I go into menu, go into the config and change this to 40. Okay. And let's just wait for that one to actually finish, so I don't need to fix the issue. I mean, I could just do a time dot create and then just give it a current time one. There we go. So it's updated to 40 seconds there. The code is not intelligent enough to know between seconds and minutes, but I don't think there's a huge issue there. So yeah. So now we can just see when we have one to accept. I should actually make a con command somewhere down here, and rip this out of the net receive. Okay then. So now, let's just copy this config bar so I can use it elsewhere. Yeah, and then all of these global functions need to be concatenated on to something. Yeah, so I like this one as well. This one I want to make clickable so that people can either bet on jewels or watch them. But that's going to be slightly complicated just because of how jeweling is going to work. Okay, so this here, we get the jeweling time. And how do we invalidate? It's just if it's less than current time. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Hang on a minute. I just noticed there's a slight issue here. I mean, it's fine. The code will just error. But let's actually just protect against that. So that's not good. There's an exploit there. But because of how much data is being pulled from the dueling table, it's not actually an error, and it's not a huge issue, as everything that just gets sent will just error, and so you can't index the correct thing. But that's still a problem. Okay then, so if I now go back over here, so yeah, now I actually want to click this, I don't get an error. So that's good. Okay, so that is where that error is coming from. Okay then. So let's also add in the text of yet there. Yeah, so we've got a malformed report, or just them hacking, I guess. Okay then. So I don't yet fully know how I want to design the menu that appears. I might just go with something fairly generic and just display the general info and then have a cooldown. That could work. I do kind of want to keep track of this table. 'Cause it's going to be slightly easier to deal with. Yeah, let's keep track of that table. Draw request is equal to just this table. And then we just insert that in there. This does also mean that this time variable is no longer needed. Wherever we use it, we can just use draw request.time. Okay. Oh, someone's joined. Hello, person who has joined. Okay, that's now no longer used. Okay. Cool. And this is player color, isn't it? Yes. I need to make this function just in general. This from character. I mean, the player would always have color, but I guess I guess I can add it here. Yeah. Get chalk color. Okay. Oh, good. Cool. Nope. And someone else appears to have joined as well. Nice. Okay then. So I've got that. Yeah, we could then swap this color over here to and get char color instead. That was script error now. Presumably, or is the load order? Oh no, the load order's fine. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Let's also actually clean this up by negating this. In theory, the entity should always be valid, so it shouldn't worry too much about that. But okay. So then, I suppose I could be really lazy and just use open demo message for now. Or is it demo query, I think. It really wants to do accept, but if decline, if they do click it, we just remove the label. Either way. We don't actually need to send the deny message back to the server. We can just keep it there. Okay, so if I now run that again, I get a script error, I get chart color. Yes, because I need to do a refresh. Okay, that'll take a while. Cool. Okay. Ah, I forgot to refill my water bottle. Okay then. So then. Okay, that's not even used. Okay. Cool. Okay then, let's try it again. Ent in play.lo. Oh. Yes, because it's no longer ent, it is self. Okay. I mean, maybe they should rely off player color a bit. I'm not too sure. The player color, you have the issue that it's a vector, not a color. So I'd need to convert, but wouldn't be too painful. Okay. Cool. Alright then. Okay then. Let's see. Don't want to accept the dual. Nope. And then it hides. Awesome. And no script errors. Okay. So let's rename the file. And so now we can handle the code that we care about. So I think I don't know whether dual requests should be kept elsewhere as they are currently. Because I know they are used in the in a menu. What's in CLNet? Is this the leaderboard? This looks to be the leaderboard. Yes, this is the leaderboard. Okay, yeah, the dual leaderboard. Okay. But on the dueling leaderboard side of things, yeah, I mean this code here can be rewritten. We were cheating massively. This is not my API key. Because we just download it and then we just draw the avatar in a poly, which isn't needed. There are other ways to do this, but I was lazy, I think, when I wrote this, and just used VGUI as well. So we might want to go the correct route and use actual. Did I say VGUI? I meant render, meant draw. So we can use VGUI here instead. And yeah, there's quite some code here that's a bit weird that I'm not a huge fan of, but it works. So, but it still needs to be rewritten quite a bit. Then we've got match history. Is this client side? Yes, looks to be. Um, yeah, and then there's the rest of the code. So I will just copy this client side as well. So feel old panel. I'll just call this old panel for now. Just so we can start separate. So it's there. Okay. Um, SV underscore. I mean, we could call it localization. Localization dot lower. Oh no, I just. Oh God, what? Did I just rename the entire file? Yeah, I just renamed the entire folder. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Um. Restrictions dot lower. Do sh because I'm not sure quite where things would be, and I am not too fast. These appear to be server side, actually. Can damage, can duel. These rely off. These are actually cool styles and active duels. Okay. Yeah, there's some fairly bad code here, isn't there? Okay, dueling system is equal to dueling system or empty table. Okay then, so from here we then need to take the old config that we have at the top of the file, so probably with the enums, So I'll move that over. No, this wants to be below here, and then we want to then just copy and store this over here with then this being stored on the drawing system as well. Styles. Yep. Okay. There you go. This gets the information. There we go. So we now have a get style and a get type. Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue there. Okay. So we now don't need to rely on these as much. Being in this file. Okay. Um, I've called it DAO, but it's actually repo. I realize I had the name wrong for one of the things I'm making, but I'll keep calling it a DAO. I suppose it is a DAO. Nah, it should be more of a repo. Okay, and in there we're just going to store this one, the jewels. And I think jewels is the only table we actually have. We just have a lot of queries. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be something that's a bit annoying today. Okay. I am actually tempted though to take this leaderboard query or queries that we have, and make a single query out of that. Though I'm not too sure whether that's going to be something that is going to be fun. I mean, I don't really know if coding is fun to watch, but I don't think that'll be too interesting to see written. It's a complex query that just replaces all this lower code. Because this query is really slow, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Because yeah, for each character, so we fire off 10 queries for that one, and then we fire off 3 for this. So in theory, we fire off 30 queries just to build a leaderboard. And I mean, you can probably do it with 3 here by just for each like the day, the week, and the month one. You probably could even do it with 1, but that would be a pain. So I'm not sure about that one. Because yeah, all you're doing here. Oh, and this one actually returns everyone in that time frame. Yeah, that's not great. So that needs to be rewritten. So get leaderboard, and then we would pass in the time frame. Or yeah, get leaderboard. And then we probably we pass in the time frames so that they're not hard coded. But let's just move that for now. Okay. Let's move this just onto the right there. And then this one here. And work on maybe some of the easy ones. So get Matt history, get Jules, I guess. So this sends off a single request per history. Yes, looks like it. Do we limit how many matches? I mean, you can try do sniffing tool. Um, there's a few functions that are OSR space specific, but yeah, I mean the drawing system as a whole, someone could just steal. It's not too complex. Um, and I mean all of the code before this was just in a SHInit file, so if you check your cache, IROC, you should be able to see them. Okay then, so I don't know how to write this one. Get matches, get match history, I guess. I don't like the function because it deviates from the standard that I go with. Get duels by player? Get duels by character? I guess get duels by character. Yeah. Get duels by character. So then we have char ID and then limit. So then our query is we take this and then we limit percent %d. Attacker should also be percent %d and so for that one. Okay. Oh. Okay, and then statement is equal to statement format character ID, and then limit. Okay. No, oh cool. Don't. Sometimes that the autocomplete can be quite annoying. Let's do no. Okay then. And then local query is equal to MySQL query statement database. Okay. And then so then we can get the match data and then query dot on data. Yeah, I want it equal to a function with the data. Huh. Why have I never written those like that? I feel as if I always write them like this. But I've never really thought about why I wouldn't. That is. Yeah. Okay, that has just felt weird to write that. So the data was invalid. So even though Copilot has made that, that's not quite right. We want dueling info, and then we can manually pass the info out. Dueling ID, attacker. Yeah, there you go. That looks like it's got it. Winner. Okay. I don't know how the type is written in. I don't quite remember how it's written into the code. I think this is still IDs. And then winner is two numbered. Okay. Yeah, so yes, so I'm thinking of allowing betting for dueling. Though that's kind of a thing that would get tacked on top of the dueling system. Um, I suppose maybe there could be like an extra data. Um, yeah, they're all things that would kind of come alongside. I don't think they are necessarily directly apart. Yeah, you can make a note. Okay, and then this drawing info can pass into here. And then don't fire. On error. Just call the error. Okay, and then we can return the callback. Okay. So that looks to be a get match history. Get draws by character. Well, it's match history. And then we can also limit it as well, just so that we don't have too many. I think 50 jaws is probably a decent amount. Um, Schedules by character. Char get ID, and then let's do 50 for now. I can probably make it a config var. Um, okay, dueling data. Okay. So I have two options here. I can either send it back like how the previous match history worked, or I can try just compress the data. If we're storing Julian ID, I mean the data itself probably doesn't feel as if it compresses that well. And I suppose if I'm only sending 50, that's not actually that bad. Though I don't quite know. I have just deleted the code, so I don't actually know how the client side part of this handles match history. I think it's in here. No, it's in old panel. Uh, okay, so it just checks the checksum, and if it equals, then it assumes okay, and it just puts it up. So I mean, it's not a bad way to do it. And does work. Okay. Okay, let's go with that then. Okay, so then we just need to let dot start. Oh god, match history. Okay, and then so the first thing we write is the checksum. Then we write the dueling ID. Things are not spelled like that. It has no clue what it's looking at. I shouldn't have removed the volume. Let's go back to the DAO then. No, I still need the other one as well. Let's just copy that above. Just store that like that. There. At least now I can see. Right. Yeah, it's. And then let me also just comment this above it. Maybe now I'll understand the format. Yeah, there you go. Defender, style, type, winner. Cool. Now dot send. Okay. And yeah, it's already got those four spots built into it. Okay, nice. At some point, I think we need to add in whether it's a solo or a team as well. In future, add in the um, add in if it was solo or team. I feel as if team is going to complicate matters quite a bit because then attacker and defender won't just be a single player. But I suppose I could just aggregate it and concat in the request itself, and yeah, actually, I suppose it doesn't. No, it would change. Okay. So now I need to do that. Um, so there are options, for things. So one of the ideas is that in a duel, if it's a training duel, for example, whoever is the weaker level, I want to forcefully apply their stats to the opponents in a training duel. So in theory, everyone should be roughly the same strength. There will just maybe be some difference in gear or some other things. I haven't yet figured out how to functionally do that, but that is at least the idea. Um, but restrictions on a duel, um, maybe. Which one's an honor duel exactly? We might already have a system that does honor. I'm just not sure what the terminology is. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's basically the idea. Um, just okay. Let's just register it that way then. Okay, so that should now function. And it's ordered by dueling ID, so it should be in the order of your previous matches. Though I don't think I actually have any previous matches on this account, on this character. Um, so I might need to push this to live and test on the actual server for the match history. Um, for this part, but that's fine. I might need to. To be honest at this point, I'm kind of tempted to go and remove the add-on that is currently building its documentation because it's just delaying how quickly the server launches up by a huge amount. Okay, so is it under general menu? No, it's probably under this one. Pairs table of goods. Yep, okay. That's to be expected. Right, so um system get styles all. Yeah, let's go get styles all. Or is it get all stat? No, it's generally dot factions dot get all, isn't it? I think get styles all is fine. If it's that weird, I can always just rename it. There you go, then I can just return the styles table. And then that can handle that. Okay. And then how I type done. Types are done there with styles. Okay, then there's an easier way of just going here. Local styles is equal to that. 41. Oh, it's already used above. This is in a different file. Okay. So then I just need to store styles also here. Cool. No, I want to do that one. Okay. There you go. So combat. So if I combat, I know. Okay, cool. Yeah, that UI still needs to be redesigned. That needs to be okay. Yeah, some of the code. Yeah, God, some of the code in this is quite bad. Okay, so match history is now done. Is dueling, and that code just looks fine. The request is timed out. Should I? No, I don't think they need to know that it's timed out, so that works. And then starting the duel, yeah, that looks fine. So let's just call an SV in it. And move dueling over there. Match history, has that already been written? Oh, I've rewritten it, haven't I? Yeah. So that can be moved over as well. Okay. Uh, yeah, these messages need to be localized. Um, but otherwise that looks fine. Okay, that will also be moved over. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. So if not, it's valid all player. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So got that out. Then that now needs to be localized. I mean, maybe I could go more of a David approach with the file for this one, and actually could just go with this one's SV net. Because there are quite a few net messages. Okay, you can't join someone when there's fighting. Opponent is fighting. Okay. Dual request fail dot other fight. I suppose technically this doesn't need to be included, does it? That can be elsewhere. That is something that could be done. So I will remove it. Okay, that does need to be wrapped though. Or the player could be wrapped ahead of time actually. Yeah, okay, I'll just assume the colour's in there. So player name. That would simplify matters. Player name. So you cannot challenge person. You cannot challenge person. Oh, resolution. Um, I can increase it like that. But it does mean that I now need to read sort of one. Uh, so you should at least be able to see the code now. Let me look at what my connection is saying. Uh, and let's see if there's any other options I can do. Are you able to see it now? Is that better, or is it still struggling? Okay. You can't transfer name. I suppose I could just do fail and then have the reasons be something that gets tacked on. You can't challenge person. Because and then reason. There you go. So then I think it's going to probably struggle here, isn't it? Draw request.fail. Yes. He hasn't quite understood that bit. That's fine. Um, let's just go defender, get to name. They are already drawing someone else. Reason and then put the thing there. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay, cool. So we have the fail. I mean that the reason probably should also be something that's foul. Actually, hang on a minute. Why is this not its own? Um, yeah, why is it there's not a can accept a dual function? So or can draw request be sent? Can request draw? There we go. Attacker defender. I guess style and type also need to be defined. So invalid opponent would be one of those three. So return false and then dual dot request dot fail dot invalid op. I'm missing a comma there. Okay, there we go. True. So yeah, the request will fail because invalid opponent. Maybe I should spell that opponent. That should be fine. Okay, and then here, copy that out. Just store that there for now. Return false already op already drawing. Okay, and then yeah, then you're already drawing. Yep, you're already drawing. Um, uh, that is kind of bad, but I'll comment that there. Atakachara I never defined. Okay, I'll do that there. Okay, IDs probably should be cached because they're called quite a bit. But okay. Yeah, and then this one will just return the reason instead of sending the pop-up now. Um, okay, so we don't actually send the other info for some reason. But I will still pass style and type through. I think I'll call this dual type instead of type, just so we're not accidentally overriding a global function. You can't change them because the words appear in your head. You can't do a Pikachu, they aren't in yet. Okay, and then if boolean, then we just return false, and then reason. I have a double return there. Okay. Let's also actually return false here, and then return a third argument of the text. Because we're assuming this will already be localized, is the idea, I think. Actually, what I could just do is res is local, is not local, is not local, and then return res there, and then return is not local. And then this I probably should put in a hook for now. But this way we can now return true, or return false to block the dual request. Okay, and then here, now all of this code. Okay, see ya. Now all of this code can be replaced by what do you mean by map exactly? Ah, I see. Um, so I don't really know. Like we want a custom map. The issue is just finding people that are wanting to do it long time and not just sort of sticking around for a couple of days or a couple of weeks before then just becoming unresponsive. It tends to be the problem I find when hiring for contractors for the server and stuff. Um, I don't know. It seems the people that I end up hiring are just not particularly motivated, even though there's monetary incentive behind it, or just stuff comes up for them, and so it's just kind of what do I do? I don't have anyone in-house who has the time to develop a map from scratch to the level that I want one to be made to. Um, so it's just kind of what do I do? Um, uh, so it only has player name. Um, That's only the reason. There you go. I mean, for attacker to be invalid, that's quite impressive, but I guess it can happen. So that'll be defender name is not valid. Is not a is not a valid opponent. Opponent. Then we don't want go around the end. Okay. There you go. So now I need defender name. So oh, it's gonna be down here. I might want to handle error or handle message table or something. Local args attacker name, defender name, style type. And then this we can just pass in that. Because I'm assuming that all of these will follow some of these in there. Invalid attacker. Yeah, I guess there doesn't need to be any arguments. You're not a valid attacker. You need to load out a character. Because you do not have a character. It's already drawing someone else. Why does it keep on trying to do that? It's really going for it. Already dueling. You're already dueling someone else. Already requested. You've already requested duel with defendant. Okay. So I think that's all of them. Yeah, okay. So I now do a refresh. Okay. Let's now continue loading this up. Okay. So I do kind of now need another player to test that, I think actually. So no, wrong. It's under lightsabers. Dual lane. Combat. Lightsaber only. I think I need to just allow targeting myself. Which isn't actually in that code now that I think about it. At some point I thought it was. Or maybe I never implemented it for this exact reason. No, I want alt panels on this side. Okay. So we loop over all players and we see if it doesn't equal me. So let's just get rid of that for now. And reopen that menu. That's a menu, dueling, training, next. Dual requests 63 init. SV init dual requests. Okay, dual request does not exist. Does that mean it was a local variable inside of here? Yes, dual request look to be actually a empty table. Okay. I mean, what I can do instead is just do get request. Get dual request. It doesn't feel as if it wants to be here, but I'm going to put it here for now. Actually, no, maybe I do want to put it here. Because this is where the stores are. So dot requests are equal to dueling requests, and then also dueling system dot duels are equal to. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and then we can just return now. Is what I think the plan is. Though actually, it is time, right? Yeah, a couple of days less than. Then we can just return it. So now actually we just get the info this way instead. And we don't actually need to clear the data like that either. So we can just go with dual request is equal to dueling system get request attacker char get ID. I should make it handle just character instead of IDs getting passed into it. So char1, char2, and then local player1 is equal to char1 get ID. And then, yeah, it's smart enough to get both. Okay. And then, if your request return false, your request already requested. There we go. So we can now request a dual request. And then we now need to probably add a add request as well, but that's fine. That can be done as things are getting cleaned up. Okay, so we can request a dual now. And then after that's done, we can now send out our response. So I'm going to send a PK duel. Is the plan, actually? Yeah, let's send a PK duel. 71. Styles in it. Yes. Dueling system get styles all dot name equals PK. Yeah, I mean maybe you want to send in the actual dueling data, the style and the type, potentially, instead of what we've done, where we just send the raw enums around. Attempt to index 91 again. 91? 97. Oh. I see. Um, yeah, there we go. That time it's correct. Cool. So now if I save, come back here, click PK, 97, index, nil. Don't know why. So, because type is based off of a style as well. Get type with a style, and then let's let it correct itself. There we go. Let's get it passed in a style. Okay. No, why did I run that? That's not what I meant to run. I want to go to here. Yeah, these polygons have started acting very weird recently. So 80 null value, line 80 a null value, line 80 sh styles, style. No matter how you look at it, that should work. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's print the style and type, just so I can get the numbers. 31 and 4. Yeah, there you go. It's a bit too long, as this doesn't understand text wrapping yet. I intend to make it understand text wrapping at some point. I probably could do that now, actually. Let's look into how the pop-up has been done. Where would pop-up even be? Is it part of default utils? Pop-up, there we go. Yeah. Open pop-up. We paint the background, paint the background. Yep. And the text is just drawn in like that. Okay. That is definitely not how it should be done. Let's keep the drawing menu on my screen. PK to the death, just so I can have a look. Yeah, so what it should do is we should get the size of it. We should have a border up and below. Probably how big this is. How is that calculated at the moment? Corner is just a variable. And the size of corner is 32. Okay. So, we need to implement text wrapping. Text wrapping is a bit annoying to do. So we have two options of what we can do to do it. I mean, actually, I guess what we can do is markup dot pass Is it just demo default at the moment? Yeah, it's just demo default. Isn't there an escape as well? There's escape message. I think that's a function. Yeah, we can escape the markup. And then markup dot parse. We can add a font. For now, let's just tack it in like that. Let's do it badly, because why not? It is very confused there, I think. It seems to be. Probably because I don't have a variable on the other side. Let's just go with object for now. I think that's the argument. Yeah, it's the max width, which probably should be 32. No, minus 64 probably. Let's go minus 64. And then what we can do is I think object now has a height, right? Yeah, I think there's a height on this. Let's just go to the wiki. And to check, because we get a markup object, and yeah, we do have a get height. So what we can do is we can, or we can get the size. No, let's get the height. Get height, add 64, and then panel set tool. It appears do we set the width somehow? Yeah, we set a height here actually, and then we do that. Okay, that's quite hacky. But it is also actually the time for this to end. So I'll finish this up after I eat my dinner. But that's where I'm leaving it for now.